We got called up, deployed to Iraq. And while we were over there, they asked for volunteers to go on active duty, which I did. So we came back, trained right back up again, went right back over to Iraq again, ended up in the Battle of Ramadi, probably the most consequential battle of Operation Iraqi Freedom. And then came back and continued with my career until I became injured and started to have some degenerative problems due to all the wear and tear on my body, the military, all those years. Keep in mind, I was about 20 years older than my peers at that point. So I'm sitting here running around doing combat things, and I'm in my 40s. So that took a toll on my body. And then at the end, I was forced into medical retirement with less than 3 months left before I would have got to my 20-year mark. And that's a whole big old thing that maybe we can get into later on. That's a standalone story by itself.
Definitely.
But long story short, there, I am now in federal court, and the government now has to either come up with a reason why they cannot give me my retirement or give it to me. So I just need for them to hurry up and do it instead of stalling this. But we'll talk about that sometime later.
Yeah, that's a very interesting story. And based off of what you've seen so far and you've experienced, do you think it was necessary for us to be in Iraq? Do you think that was a valid purpose and a strategic interest for the United States, or was that some sort of warmongering, maybe some excuse for the people to profit billions?
Well, let me put it to you this way. I recently wrote a Z that kind of was new for me. And basically what I said was is that I ended up serving in their forever wars because I did it for patriotic reasons, not knowing the military industrial complex was hiding behind those patriotic reasons. So, do I feel duped into serving? No, because I gave it that freely and I did it for my country. Do I feel like it was justified going into Iraq? Now, seeing everything that I've seen post COVID and seeing everything that I've seen after the 2020 election and all the other things that the government has done, and everything just comes to light. Now you know who you're dealing with. I didn't know who I was dealing with back then. So back then, I was all on board. I was supportive of what Bush was doing. I was like, hell yeah, let's go kick ass. Let's take names. Let's do what we got to do. However, now that I've had many years to reflect back on it, I think maybe the intelligence community purposely misled Bush. So when people say Bush lied, I don't think Bush lied. I think he got duped. But I think Cheney and Wolfowitz and all those guys, along with the military industrial complex, fooled him and duped him into doing it. And so that's how we ended up there. But here's the deal. Once you cross that line and once you start doing something, you can't half-ass it. You got to do it the right way and you got to finish it. We did finish it. We freaking won. I was there. We won. But the problem was Obama had a campaign pledge to fulfill, and he haphazardly and ill-advisedly pulled us out and didn't leave anybody behind. And that led to the rise of ISIS. So now that Obama finally got his head out of his butt and put a small force back into Iraq and stabilized it, I think that we now are going to be there for a while, and that it does serve a strategic purpose at this time. I don't like how we got into it. I don't like all the manipulation to make it happen. And believe me, I saw plenty of stupid stuff go on while I was over there. However, I think we have finally found that right sweet spot to be in. And I think for now, it serves a purpose. However, upon further examination in the future, if that does not continue to be the case, I will definitely be the first one to say so. But I think what we're doing right now is just the right balance.